Yo, hello, what's up guys? So today saya nak explain to you guys what a sultan setup basically is. So this is, kita boleh categoriskan sebagai one of my favorite setup. Okay, favorite setup. Right? Favorite setup. Alright. So number one key components adalah yang we need to basically understand is we need to figure out what is market structure. Market structure itself. Okay, so when we speak of market structure ni, benda ni is split into two. Okay, number one is you have a buy structure, and number two you have a sell structure. Okay, so reason why kita nak do both of this thing is basically to identify, number one, what is the overall direction first. So important untuk understand overall direction before kita masukkan kepada how to filter to get the best setup. Okay, alright. So let's just say lah, kita ada number one is keadaan buy structure. Okay, buy structure. Okay, so when we go through buy structure, we basically have something that looks macam ni. Okay, so this is your lower low, this is your higher high, this is your higher low, this is your higher high, this is your higher low, this is your higher high. So most important thing is kita kena identify what market structure is doing. If it is if market is doing high high, high low, high high, high low, high high, okay, meaning that on higher time frame we can distinguish that this particular pair or this particular asset class is basically in a buy structure. So what we should do is just look for buy. So based on all this, kita kena understand that we should just look for buy. Okay, second thing is basically we are looking for a sell structure. Okay, so sell structure should look similar to buy structure but just reverse. Like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. So the key components of a sell structure is basically higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So if you see something that is doing a high high, low low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, okay, so from here itself we can distinguish that we should just look for sell. Okay, look for sell, this is look for buy. Okay, so the purpose of understanding a sultan setup is mainly this reason. Okay, why sultan setup? Why sultan setup? Okay, simple. Okay, why sultan setup? Okay, as we all know, ramai orang, most of the people love to enter here. Love to enter on higher high, higher low, lower low, slash lower high. Meaning, people love to enter dekat sini. They love to enter dekat here, 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 here. Or here, 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 here. Okay, but you need to understand, when you look at the chart, in a situation of like this, or like this, okay, people would normally enter here, 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 but not everyone wants to enter here, 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 or here. Okay, so sultan setup is basically riding the wave. Okay, so if we want to understand how we want to ride the wave of the trend, number one key component within this whole topic is what you must understand. Okay, what you must understand. Okay, what you must understand. Number one is S and R. Support and resistance. Support and resistance on lower time frame. Number two is what we call breakout. Okay, so let me give you a full example or a full breakdown within theory lah, before we jump on to trading view and we have more in-depth example and explanation. So an example would be let's say daily gold. Okay. Daily gold is basically an uptrend. Just an example. Okay, so daily gold basically from going down, it is basically made new high. There, daily gold basically made a new high. Made a new high. Okay, and then it goes down. It makes a new higher low. It goes all the way back up here. So it has broken the previous high. High broken. Okay, so and all of a sudden, imagine the green color. Green equals to M15. Sorry, M15. Okay, green color goes up, then green color starts consolidating. After green color starts consolidating, it has one breakout candle. After the breakout candle, we would want to straight away enter after that. Immediately after the breakout candle, we straight away want to enter immediately, meaning this green candle breaks out, the following candle, enter right the way, straight away. So your stop loss and execution point will be explained next. Meaning, let's just assume M15 setup. M15, M5 setup. We call Sultan setup. Let's assume M15 is doing something like this. We have a red candle, 2 red. So we are able to see price is consolidating. Blue. Then we have 1 red. Then all of a sudden we have this candle that makes a breakout. Okay. So number one, we have identified that over here is what we call breakout candle. Breakout candle. It has broken the level of resistance over here. It broke this resistance level. Broke resistance level. Okay, so the first SOP. Okay, the first SOP, what we need to understand is basically number one is breakout candle. Okay, number two is basically candle after breakout. Okay, candle after breakout would be a candle that we use for entry. And then the third one is understanding S and R of breakout candle. Okay. SNR or breakout candle. Okay, so this is scenario number one. First scenario. Second scenario. So it breaks out this particular level. Then over here on the following candle, here is breakout candle. And the next candle goes up. So this next candle is going to be our entry candle. Okay, so where should our stop loss be? If we enter here, our stop loss should be at the breakout candle. Okay. Okay, breakout candle, level of S and R. Okay, meaning that break high equals to level of support. Okay, if break low equals to level of resistance. Okay, what do I mean by this? Let's assume that price is doing this. Okay, price is consolidating, and all of a sudden we have a bullish breakout here. Then the next candle is our entry candle. So this is what we call breakout. This is our entry. Okay, the lowest point of the breakout candle, let's say it leaves let's just assume it leaves a shadow over here. Okay, the lowest point of the shadow here, would be our stop loss. And the next one is, let's say if it's going down, then all of a sudden one strong bearish candle. So this is our breakout candle. And over here we have another red candle, which is our entry. So let's just mark out. Okay, it breaks out here, it breaks out here. Okay, it's our entry. The highest point of the breakout candle will be our stop loss. Right. So okay, I think this should be it. We'll get into detail in TradingView itself. So see you guys there. So alright, welcome guys. So now we want to be explaining on the practical side of it lah. So just now we run through what Sultan setup is. Maybe some of you may be a little bit blur what is going on. So number one, let's just take a brief example of what gold is, the overall structure. Okay. So let's just take a brief example. Gold's overall structure, as we can basically see, what is happening right now is gold's just making new lows. So basically low, lower highs, lows, lower highs, lows, lower highs. And I have a little assumption that maybe in the future gold will meet a further leg down, meaning it will make a lower low. Okay, so basically we understand from here, since gold is making low, lower highs, low, lower highs, low, lower highs, so we should just be focusing on what we call sell. So the main idea now is to not go against the trend, but to just be following with the trend. So Sultan setup is heavily involved with following the current overall situation, the trend itself. All right. So let's take a brief example. Since, for example, we are currently in this situation right now, okay, and we want to be placing a particular trade itself. So number one, if we go on the lower time frame, let's just assume M15. Let's just assume M15. All right. Okay. Let's just take an example of here. Let's just take an example of here. All right. Okay, so number one key component, what we need to identify is basically area of where price basically makes a form of consolidation, or whereby price makes levels of support or levels of resistance. So we need to bear in mind that if market is in a downtrend, we just need to mark levels of support. So for instance, let's just assume here, this is your levels of support. Okay. Number two, what we need to indicate is basically levels of where price makes a breakout from the levels of consolidation or sideways area. So we can make an assumption that this very candle is the area that price makes the breakout candle. All right. So we have our number two. Price makes a breakout candle. So let me use this thing over here called the call out. So over here, put it here. So this is what we call our breakout candle. Breakout candle. All right. So number two is after the breakout candle, we want to instantly be placing a sell on the next candle. Candle after the breakout is where we place our sell. Instant sell after breakout candle. All right. So if we are selling here, on this very candle itself, where should your stop loss be? Okay, let's just make an assumption that this breakout candle, where was the highest point or the level of resistance for this very candle? Over here. So this is where your stop loss should be, the highest point. So we are taking into account of support and resistance of the breakout candle, not the area, but support and resistance of the breakout candle itself. So this is your stop loss. Okay, as we can see, as we placed our trade here, and the whole thing just went down. Okay, let's find another scenario over here. Okay, let's just make an assumption that we have missed everything at the top here. We've missed this, we've missed this, we've missed this particular long sell itself, and now we are just sitting here where price is consolidating. As we can see, price is consolidating. So it creates levels of support and it creates level of resistance. Okay, so from this very area itself, since market has made new lows, low high, so we want to be following the trend. So number one key component that we should be waiting for is that we need to wait for market to break the structure of support first. Okay, so as we can see, we have our first candle over here that breaks structures of support. Okay, so this is what we call our breakout candle. So this is our breakout candle. This is our breakout candle. All right. So after our breakout candle, the candle after is where we want to be selling. So the candle after that is the candle that we actually want to be selling itself. So this will be your entry candle. Okay. So where should our stop loss be? Where was the highest point of the breakout candle? The highest point of the breakout candle is here on the shadow. Okay, you take a look here. This is the shadow of the breakout point of the breakout candle. So this resistance of the breakout candle is what we call our stop loss. And as you can see, if when we placed our order here, our sell entry here on this very candle, the whole market just goes down. So from this particular setup itself, we would already have at least 280 pips from a very simple setup. Okay, so let's just take another example. Okay, let's just assume somewhere around here. We can see price consolidating somewhere on these levels. Even here is okay. On these levels, price is consolidating. So meaning price is creating levels of resistance and level of support. Okay, the first key component that we want to be looking at for the Sultan setup is basically the breakout candle. So we have a breakout candle that breaks structure of support. So all the way here, we have this particular candle that we can call as our breakout candle. So this is our breakout candle. Okay, number two, the candle after the breakout candle, this candle after the breakout candle, this is going to be our entry candle. will be our entry candle. So at the breakout candle, where was the highest point? Where was the resistance on the breakout candle? Over here. All right. So this is what we're going to call as our stop loss. Stop loss. So from this very simple setup itself, we would have had at least in our hand, yeah, all the way down here. Yeah, that's a lot of pips. So as we can see, let's just say from this particular candle here, all the way down here, 500 pips from that simple setup. So this setup is highly known to be used for re-entry when market is in a trending situation. Okay, so the main ideology or the main idea or the main let's say technicals behind this is that how do we adapt with what the market is given? There must be a form. People always understand as support and SNR, support and resistance, as an area. But how I would like to say is every candle will have its support and resistance. Because as we all know, we have open, high, low, close, or OHLC. So all this open, high, low, close must be a form of support, must be a form of resistance. So from here itself, a particular breakout to the top or particular breakout to the bottom would indicate as a form of where we should be entering, because we are going to be entering at a formation where market makes an impulse and corrective, impulse corrective. So meaning what is an impulse, what is a corrective? So we have an impulse, we have a corrective, we have an impulse, we have corrective, we have an impulse. So basically we want to be entering at this point. Market starts making an impulse, break up, maybe there's an SNR level here, then we want to be sell. Okay, then maybe all the way here breaks out this particular form of SNR, then we want to be entering at a form of corrective. Break up a particular form of SNR level here. There's a breakout candle, then we just write the whole corrective back. So let's just say that we want to be riding of an area whereby market is doing a corrective. So this was an impulse setup, this is a corrective setup. So the main idea is to understand, okay, since market is going down, we need the first indication on the lower time frame that is going to make a reversal. So as we all can see, lows, lower highs, lows, lower highs, lows, and then we have a BOS, break of structure. At this particular area, at this area, we can see that market has made new highs over here. So market has made new highs. So market has made new high equals to buy. So, but this buy is only as it's just acting as a correction, right? Okay. So after that, what we want to be looking for is an area whereby market makes a level of support, level of resistance. So let's just make an assumption over here. Over here, we can see that price actually makes levels of support, levels of resistance. Here. So price actually makes SNR zones. So we have one level of resistance, one level of support. Okay. So number one key component, what we want to be looking for is a breakout candle. So over here, we have a breakout candle. We have a breakout candle. Okay. So the next thing after the breakout candle is that we want to be looking at the candle after. So the candle after is here. So this is your next candle, is your entry candle. Okay. So since we are buying, the breakout candle, where was the level of support on the breakout candle? The level of support on the breakout candle is here. So this is your stop loss. This is your stop loss. Okay. So let's give one more last example of how this basically works. Remove all this. Let's just say we are at this particular point. We have seen that price makes a level of support and levels of resistance. So we understand that market has made new highs. So since it is in a corrective form, even here, new highs goes down as your correction, even breaks this level, making new high. So this is your high low. So what you want to be waiting for is a breakout candle. Is there a breakout candle in this very particular zone? Of course, we have this one bullish candle. So this one bullish candle, we can call it as our breakout candle. Okay, so this is our breakout candle. So next thing is the candle after the breakout candle would be our entry candle. Okay, so since we are looking for buy because market is making new highs, so we should look for your levels of support on the breakout candle that should act as our stop loss. So this is the breakout candle. Where was the lowest point? Over here. So this is your stop loss. becomes a stop loss. Right. So let's just find one more example. Okay, one last example. We have this strong area of support and resistance in this particular zone. Okay. So the level of resistance would be here. The levels of support would be somewhere down here. Here or here, depending. Okay, let's just put it somewhere here. Okay. So first key component, what we want to distinguish is your breakout candle. Wow, a beautiful breakout candle over here. This is your breakout candle. Okay, number two is that we want to identify, wait, this is your breakout candle. Yeah, breakout candle. Okay, so the next thing we want to identify is the candle after the breakout candle. The candle after the breakout candle will act as your entry candle. Entry candle. Since we are buying, the breakout candle, where is the level of support for this breakout candle? Over here. So this level of support on your breakout candle should act as your stop loss. So right, I think this is a very simple setup. Everyone can use it. So this is one of my favorite setups that I mainly use all the time when riding a current market that is trending. So nonetheless, I would say that should be it for today. So I hope you guys can understand the whole two situations of a breakout candle for the condition that market is in a buy trend and in the condition that is in a sell trend. So the idea is to minimize our risk at most. This is not financial advice. I want to repeat myself again. This is not financial advice. It's just my personal opinion, my personal view on how I trade. So this Sultan setup is heavily used by me, especially in a condition where the market is too volatile or when there is a news impact that basically changes the overall structure of the market. It makes a very strong breakout on the weekly or the daily candle. Hence, I want to ride the wave. I want to ride the volatile market or the volatile pair. So what do? I implement what we call the Sultan setup strategy. So all right, okay guys. So I think nonetheless, this should be it for our first educational series. And I will catch you guys very soon on the next one. So you guys should drop a comment down below, and tell me what you guys want to see on the next upcoming videos. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to your friends. And make sure to share your love and support. Register under the IB link below, Vistrado, one of the good brokerages that I use. So that should be it for me today. And I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.